We know that 1 in 5 have it. There's at least 2 kids in every classroom that have it, okay? We know that they're very smart. Most of them are spatial learners. But we know that they struggle with reading. To be dyslexic, here's how it works. You either have an auditory processing issue, a visual processing issue, or a combination of the two. If you have an auditory processing issue, it simply means that the way that you input sounds is not the same as you and I would. You can tell this right away when they're little because they really struggle with rhyming. Or they have a hard time with name recall. Like they're always saying, what's that guy's name again? Okay. Visual processors are the ones that sometimes flip the letters. They also really struggle with spelling, and they spell everything phonetically. So for example, saddle would be S-A-D-L. You know, they're going to go just by how it sounds, not, they cannot retain it visually. They're also the ones that they read the word what one day, and the next day it's like it disappeared into thin air. They cannot recall it again. Or they can read it on one page, and 2 pages later they cannot recall it. They often skip the little words as they're reading, words like the, of. They leave off endings. They miss punctuation. Now, a lot of kids who are just learning to read do some of these things, and that's why that list in front of you is so important. But I wanted to make sure I spent some time talking about that because it is my passion, and the reason how I stumbled across doing the research on dyslexia is because when I was a teacher, I saw that there was this group of kids that had very similar characteristics. They were, I call them mechanical learners because most of them like to play with Legos, you know, and here I was dealing with a spatial learner, but they could build things, they were mechanically inclined, but their handwriting was horrible, their spelling was terrible, they were messy people, and they really struggled with reading. And what we've learned now is that most dyslexic kids are spatial learners, and so that is why you have that piece of it. Also, most dyslexic kids have some form of ADD or ADHD. Okay? And so what you need to know is that these kids are very bright, and they're very frustrated. I had a 2nd grade little girl say to her mother, "Mom, you know I'm really smart. I just can't read." And it was just so frustrating for her because she knew she was smart. She had this super high vocabulary. I mean, when you talk to her, you just thought, oh my goodness, why is reading so difficult for you? And it's because they really need a specific intervention that will help them with dyslexia.